Welcome to STARCARD Podcast. Here at STARCARD Podcast, we get a glimpse at the age of Aquarius ahead of us. We also examine the worlds of education and workplace ethics. My name is Breakaway Ray. I like talking about the breakaway civilizations because we're breaking away from the one we're in now. You've tuned in to a live tarot throw. Today is February 9, 2026. We're going to start off the show today with tarot haiku. Tarot haiku, where I throw the tarot cards in the format of a haiku poem, and the tarot world delivers to us a positive and inspiring message. Tarot haiku is first. Then we'll be having a eulogy for an ego death delivered by the tarot world. And then finally, the second part of the show is tarot for the audience. So if there's anyone tuning in live and you would like a tarot reading for the second part of the show, please check my notes in the chat. Type in all capital letters, tarot, please. And in about a half an hour, hopefully less, we'll check the chat and see who wants a reading. All right, but we're going to start off with tarot haiku. Thanks for joining me. Here we go. Let's go to the tarot cam. Well, I see Art Life is in the house. Good morning, Art Life. Thanks for joining me. Here we go. Tarot haiku. We're going to set up 2 cards here, 3 cards here, and 2 cards down there. 2, 3, and 2. If you're familiar with haiku here in the English-speaking world, it's usually 5 syllables, 7 syllables, and 5 syllables when you're using words. And along the way, there's some kind of great contrast for us to ponder, to bring us into that magical moment where the pendulum is not quite finished swinging down and not quite exactly swinging up. I refer you to the book, Stalking the Wild Pendulum. All right, but here we go. We're going to throw some tarot haiku. We're going to find a positive, inspiring message. Those are the only kind of messages we have here at StarCard Podcast. All right, Tarot World. I know you're ready to deliver us some real poetry again today. Help me throw some tarot haiku cards. It's all for entertainment purposes only. I'd like to reorient myself one more time. Tarot haiku, February 9, 2026. I'm going to take the top card, make it first, the bottom card, make it last, and then I'm going to fan and cut my way across the haiku poem. 2, 3, and then 2 at the bottom. All right, this is for entertainment purposes only. Let's see if we can enjoy a wonderful tarot haiku poem. Cool. First up, the first line. Wow. We have the 9 of Cups and the 6 of Swords. This is the Wish Come True card. And this is the 6 of Swords. It's the card that says you're being guided from rougher waters to calmer waters by a divine hand. It may feel like a wish come true. You might even feel a little bit inebriated like this guy. And you may think it's all 3D and your quote unquote hard work, but no. You're doing such a good job following your soul's path that the spirit world finds it easy to guide you to these miracles and these wishes that come true. Great. Don't forget to ask the universe for help. Don't forget to talk to your spirit guides every day. Thanks for tuning in to StarCard Podcast. Let's go to line number 2. Wow. Cool. We have the Ace of Swords, the 5 of Swords, which is not really that cool, right? And the 3 of Wands. So the Ace of Swords is all about the truth. The 5 of Swords talks about winning at all costs and even abuse. And the Three of Wands, I'm happy to say, is the expansion card. And it's the one that says, luck is where preparation meets opportunity. So you stuck to your truth. You stuck to your guns. I'm now regretting using that expression. Okay. You stood firm. You stood on that hill that you were ready to die on. And that's, I'm speaking metaphorically. No one wants to die right now. That's not why we're tuned in here. Okay. But metaphorically speaking, you stood on a hill and you said, I'm going to die on this hill. And it didn't matter what they brought at you. And now, not only do you understand your point of view, but everyone else's boundaries regarding that particular event or concept. And now you've just floated above the scene and you see everything, including a new path to follow. And all this time, while you're embracing the sword and even decorating it and celebrating this truth, okay, you were preparing all along for this expansion. This was merely a catalyst. That's what you're here for on surface planet Earth. You need to mix it up a little bit so that you experience that expansion that you came for. So we're going to say thank you to the Five of Swords and turn you upside down. You taught us a lesson. So now, how does the tarot haiku end? Wow. Sorry, everybody. I know I'm giggling to myself, right? Let me share what I think is funny. It's the King of Swords and it's the Hierophant. We talked about the truth over here, that truth that we held on to. And you know what? After all the conflict and in the expansion, look at what we became. We became a King of Swords with ultimate mental clarity and even authority over the situation. And we also have adopted the persona of the Hierophant. We're extremely experienced. We're even learned in the ways of society, and we know how to be accepted by society. We know how to integrate it all. Wow. So to review the haiku, I'm going to say, you know, coming down to surface planet Earth and experiencing a life, it is a wish come true. You asked for it. The spirit world delivered it. And while we're mixing it up in the hubbub down here on surface planet Earth, you discovered the truth and you unlocked the video to that. Sorry, you unlocked the level to that video game. And now you've upgraded your consciousness with the King of Swords and the Hierophant, two very learned, smart, wise, authoritative characters. You know, that's a full adventure there. It's a beginning. It's before your life, and it's where you're at right now once you have mastered your consciousness. But it took a little mixing it up a little bit, you know, to get there. Great. Thank you, Tarot World. What a wonderful poem. Let's give these cards a toss. And then we'll go right on to what I hope is a little bit of a shorter presentation. Hopefully I get to share some stories that are fun for other people and not just me. Thanks for joining me, everybody. All right. Oh, well, we have some people in the chat. I want to show you what decks are available. So if you want to make a tarot card request, you know, you can even request a particular deck. Otherwise, you know, I grab the one that feels right, right? So again, we're going to go back downstairs here, check out the decks. Right. So the first thing I will, well, yeah, here we go. Let's get the decks out. I want to do like 8 things at once here. Ugh. Hey, everybody. I start off the show a lot with the Robin Wood Tarot. These images have been around for a very long time. And so I want to remind you, here you go. Here's your King of Wands. And there's the Magician on the box. Gee, they look kind of similar and their color scheme is kind of similar. Anyway, there's the Robin Wood Tarot. We have one called the Classic Tarot. It's a Rider-Waite imagery. And it's the one with the words on the card. And if you're learning tarot, if you get a deck that has the words on the card, you end up learning it in a hurry. I did. I started studying tarot in March. Okay, so I'm going to be using the 88 Gemstones deck in a few minutes, and I have that one right over here. Cool gold foil backing, and then a gold image there. All right, So I'm going to call this my formal deck, the 88 Gemstones. Pretty fancy. It's the perfect deck for what I have planned. I have one called the Mermaid Tarot. I have one called the Old Style Tarot, which takes the Rider-Waite imagery and the Robin Wood imagery, and then it ups the ante. This is the Old Style Tarot. Actually, I'm going to use those cards right here. In fact, I can turn this one over right now. Here's the Empress. She plays a role in today's show. What a surprise. We just finished 5 days with the Empress, right? That was pretty cool. You can check out the playlist over at StarCard Podcast. All 5 live tarot throws from the 5 days with the Empress are in their own folder right now. Okay, this is kind of an epilogue. Okay, what else we got? We have one called the Lost Soul Tarot. We have the Neon Tarot, the Stained Glass Tarot. One of my favorite decks, the Ethereal Bloom Tarot. It's got a lot of flowers. I'm going to pull that one out later. I got the Craft deck, which is another one like this, another Rider-Waite, but it doesn't have words on it. They're very lovely cards. Okay, there's your Hermit. Cool. Very adventurous looking. And then we have the gold foil version. This is what I call the dark foil. It's got the red on the foil on the back. And here it is, a little hologram image of the world. And then there's a light foil version of this. See on the back, it's a little bit lighter than another one, but it's also foil, another hologram. Really awesome. Okay. So yeah, I wonder if I hope I got them all, everybody. Thanks for tuning in and watching me play with my decks of cards. All right. So if you're new to StarCard Podcast, I do put a little preparation into the program. I would refer you to the description. Most of the time, there's a description. It's a copy and paste from a word processing program. It includes links from places and videos that I've studied and learned from, in case you're wondering where Breakaway Ray gets his crazy ideas. And also, just about every day, I come up with a bunch of lesson plans. There's a couple of pages here. In my previous career, I was a school teacher. And when you're in front of an audience, a tough crowd for 6 hours a day, 180 whatever days a year, you learn that it's a good idea to know what you're going to say. So I have a habit of preparing notes. There's nothing wrong with people who like to speak strictly extemporaneously. Certainly, some people can do it very well because in lots of respects, they've done years and years of study. So it's all on the tip of their tongue. I salute them, whatever their mastery is, congratulations to you and your hard work. And I still speak a little extemporaneously, but I like skip around with a lot of ideas and I don't want to lose my place and I don't want to waste time. So I will be referring to my notes. So I think I'm starting off here with, there's a comedian from the, not necessarily the South, but the Southeast area. I think he's down like in Georgia. I just can't remember the guy's name right now. The Southeast of the United States. And he's even made an appearance on Saturday Night Live, maybe more than one, as the host. So he's a contemporary and popular comedian. He's put out a couple of records. And I want to tell you, I want to share his joke. I'm just very sorry that I can't remember his name right now. I'd love to give him credit. So he was bragging to the audience about how he got his wife. I'm just going to say it's like a birthday and anniversary present, right? Because they're both right next to each other, I guess. We're just going to go with that story, right? Especially with Valentine's Day coming up. Okay, so this is how I learn about relationships, listening to stand-up comedians and watching other people. So anyway, here's what this comedian said. He said, my wife's birthday came up. It's right next to our anniversary. So I got her a new vacuum cleaner and a new oven. And she looked disappointed. And then I was explaining to her, when you were a kid, you used to play house, used to pretend to vacuum, and you had an easy bake oven. Okay. Now I got you a real oven. This is like a dream come true for you. I don't understand why you're not more excited. And then he explained that he asked his wife, if you got me an 18-wheel truck that transformed into a gigantic robot, okay, I would lose my mind. I really went out of my way for you. Anyway, I really enjoyed that joke. Obviously, it still sticks in my head. But the whole point is to bring us to the idea of pretending when we were a kid. Pretending. How wonderful and valuable was it just to pretend? You're playing wiffle ball in the backyard, but you're pretending you're in the major leagues. Some people would pretend to be many things because they would put on shows, they would put on plays, and they would change their character all the time. Some people would pretend to play school. So I want to share a story about a video I saw from someone in my family. There were these two siblings, and they were pretending that they were at school. It was a day off. They were like 4 and 5 years old. And, the one child was pretending to be the teacher and giving directions to the other one. And they were moving their little dolls around, pretending it was a classroom. And then from out of nowhere, they heard the on the video, we heard the bell ring and the voice saying, report to the blah, blah, blah. But it turns out it was like the little 5-year-old girl doing the impression of what she heard at school over the loudspeaker, including the bell. Masterful mimicry, pretending, playing. So do you remember playing when you were a kid? Wasn't that fun? Wasn't that like the best time ever? Don't forget how much fun it was to play and pretend when you were a kid. And now here we are at StarCard Podcast. I'm no kid anymore. That was a long time ago. But my name is Breakaway Ray, and we're going to pretend to have a funeral. All right. Thanks for joining me. So now let me check and make sure where I'm going to with this. Okay. So I want to read to you what I wrote, and then I will make sure I'm clear on what I'm saying. So in general, we want to present a eulogy here for an ego death. We're going to say goodbye to a persona that we used to be because we now have to adopt a new one, or we're fully embodying a new one. And so we can step outside that old persona, and, we need to instill some kind of resolution, and it would be appropriate to say goodbye. And there's nothing wrong with having a funeral. And let me make sure. Yeah. So I'm comparing this, ladies and gentlemen. What I intend to do is to give a eulogy for an ego death, but in general. And when I was preparing today, I was thinking to myself, this is like a poem from old Great Britain, maybe 150 years ago, where a particular event triggers the poet to experience an elevated concept and an elevated emotion. And the poet puts it down in a poem for us all to share. Okay. So now I want to tell you about we're just pretending, and hopefully, like, I've already gone through this process, so it's not like a big deal. I'm not going to get sad, although I might have been sad before. I might have been frustrated. Now it's all like cartoon violence to me. There's nothing funny about violence, and I'm not even sure I appreciate cartoon violence anymore. Really do love some Bugs Bunny, though. What am I getting at? So in my previous career, and again, I'm fully embodying this new person that I am. Okay. In my previous career, I was a school teacher, and, it's supposed to be that as you accrue seniority, particularly on the staff, okay, you would be expected to change grades in classrooms less often than, say, some rookies or some teachers that are, less than 7 or 8 years on the staff compared to someone who's been there more than 27 years, for example. But if I shared the math with you, it turns out that out of the 33 years I was in the classroom, I had like a triple double going in grade changes and combination classes and room changes. I had at least 10. So like every couple of years I was on the average, every couple of years I was changing a grade or a room or both, or teaching in a combination class to help support my team. And you just know that they were very appreciative of the way I was able to help them and save time for them so they could just focus on one grade. And, there's no doubt about it. Every time I was told, you're going to have to change classes, I just put so much effort into mastering this grade. I'm already like, there's already like a spotlight from the old 20th century movie in Hollywood, this teacher, Mr. Breakaway, is doing a good job in this particular grade. And now you want to close the curtain on him and make me start from scratch again. You have all these new teachers who are like hand picking how they're working together and what grades they pick. And they're even, as a matter of fact, they're even hand picking their students. And I was not supposed to know, but everyone could tell. Everyone could tell what was going on. Okay. So anyway, you get the idea. I was not an equal partner in all the decisions that were made. So I'm just going to share this one quick one, which was when they told me I was done teaching fourth grade. Fourth grade was a lot of fun. 16 years in fourth grade. A lot of those were combination classes. Maybe they were fourth and fifth grade. Oh yeah, a handful of them were fourth and fifth grade class. Those are my favorite classes, having the fourth and fifth graders together. Just wonderful balance of age, a great spectrum to work with. So we had a lot of fun. But anyway, I didn't want to leave fourth grade. And for whatever reason, that might have been the very reason why things had to change. And so I was really sad about it. But it's not like anyone I work with seemed to care, or nobody really cared. And if I was going to share any kind of emotion, it would be a weird dynamic in which it would just be preyed upon and fed upon. And so I was better off like not even complaining. And what happened? The very next year I was in third grade. I wrote new plays. They were always trying to stop me from doing plays. I wrote new plays. We had a great year in third grade. They tried hard to, continue the obstacles, make me choose to. I was already trying to interview at other places. I was getting credentials. I was trying my best to get out. And yet they kept, how do they say, trying to smoke me out, right? You smoke out the animals so it's easier for you to hunt them. Well, so I'm going to get right to the part where basically there was a funeral for fourth grade Mr. Breakaway, fourth grade teacher, Mr. Breakaway. I saw it all lined up. I saw third grade coming. And again, I really enjoyed third grade. It turned out to be a blessing in disguise every time, right? The universe really makes it unappealing. And then you have to make a decision to go the other way. Spiritual Stockholm syndrome. Just make it stop. Okay, so anyway, it's before work one day, and I'm eating one of my gigantic breakfasts. It's not even 6 a.m. yet, because I gear up every day like a marathon runner, a gigantic breakfast, getting a lot of chores done at home before I get to the classroom and work for an hour before I open the door and the kids come in. And I'm watching TV while I'm, shoving food down my throat, mandatory nutrition. And then there's America's Funniest Videos on TV. And turns out it's like the last show of the particular host. I can't remember the guy's name, but he was like the original host. And he was going to retire from that show. And he was going to go do other things. He was speaking to an audience member who was a little kid. And the little kid had like the same name as somebody who used to be in my class in fourth grade. And, they were saying to the host of the show, "I'm sorry that you're going. I want you to stay." And I know that if any students knew how I felt, they would probably want to say the same thing. And so that was good enough for me. I was ready to say goodbye to fourth grade Mr. Breakaway. All right. So I'm just giving a quick example there. Comparatively speaking, I was in the same job for 33 years. I was in the same industry for 40 years, working with little kids. So a lot of people out there are saying, Breakaway Ray, you're so sheltered. Do you know how many times I've changed jobs and industries? I'm in the middle of one right now. All right. Well, I'm here to share that I think it's healthy to appropriately put to rest and bury the previous persona, so you're not holding on to anything, right? Resolve it, heal whatever you got going on, and move on. And so here I go. I'm going to share this. Thanks for tuning in. Let's see what I got next. So yesterday, the final day of the 5-day countdown of the 5 days with the Empress, we threw some cards about our previous persona, and we got cards like, I think it was like the 10 of Pentacles, and it was stuck between, I think, the 5 of Swords and the 5 of Wands, and those are some big conflict cards. It was like our persona, the previous person we were thinking of, had to battle through this and battle through that. But at the same time, they still came out ahead, whether it was knowledge, whether it was money in the bank, whether it was a skill they adopted, whether it was a new way that they present themselves, so that they can expand their connections and relationships with people. Whatever it was, we're giving credit to that person who worked so hard. I mean, they really cared about what they were doing. They were totally entrenched in that life. And now we don't actually have to physically die. We're going to move on and get a new life. And we're going to take those skills and build on it. Just like the cells in our body, according to what I've learned, I don't know how much I know is correct anymore, but the cells in our body regenerate all the time. The physical Mr. Breakaway that you see right now, the physical Breakaway Ray, excuse me, okay, Mr. Breakaway is dead. Long live Breakaway Ray. Thank you, Mr. Breakaway. Long live Breakaway Ray. Anyway, the cells in your body are all brand new. This is not the same body I had when I was 5 years old or even like 15 years ago. It's a totally physical, different structure. My DNA just commands it to say, hey, keep looking the same way. All right, so let me make sure I got this right. So yeah, yesterday we publicly acknowledged that persona, and I was like kind of feeling like not quite complete. And there was a reason for that, and that was I needed to serve up a funeral service for that previous persona. Now, I'm not ready. I'm not going to make this one like for me personally. I'm not going to do it. Again, I'm asking for a general eulogy for the previous persona. So let's see if I got my story going here. Let's go downstairs. All right, so hey everybody, here's the Empress, and the Empress has declared that the previous persona needs a eulogy and a funeral so that everything is properly, taken care of and all affairs are in order. That's right. There has been a death, okay, and the Empress says not only do we need to acknowledge it, we need to give it its just salute. And there's the Six of Wands, the public recognition. Okay. And I'm no poet laureate. Okay. I can't write poems as great as the ones that I have read when I was in college. Okay. Where I was an English literature major. So I feel like I was drawing a blank. And then I realized that I have a companion, and that is the tarot world. So we're going to invite the tarot world to present a eulogy upon the ego death. Some basic steps or ideas that we can all remember in case we ever have to say goodbye to someone that we used to be. All right. I think that's what I got. So let's put the Empress up in her spot, and we'll take these cards and tuck them underneath. Oh, I have you already saw that I have this deck, which is appropriate for a funeral. And now I also have an occasion. I mean, I know I'm already dressed up with a tie, a black tie. But no, not Abe Lincoln, not Abe Lincoln. I think, you're out on the moors of Cornwall in some kind of Charlotte Bronte novel. Okay. There's a funeral and I'm the minister reading from the book. Okay. But what I'm going to do is we're going to go downstairs. We're going to throw tarot cards for this solemn honoring of the previous persona. Something that we can all remember to do next time we have to say goodbye to someone that we used to be. Stop thinking about Abe Lincoln. Okay. It is his birthday coming up. All right. All right, Tarot World. I know you want to talk because my head's been ringing for the last few hours. I'm so happy that you can help me with this assignment. The Empress has commanded all of us to deliver a eulogy for our previous persona. Tarot World, please help us deliver a eulogy for our previous persona. I'm going to try that again. Thank you, Tarot World. This is for entertainment purposes only. That's right. We're all having fun. We're pretending. And it means the same thing. Our mind can't tell the difference. Here we go. A tarot eulogy upon the ego death. And I'm going to be brave. Well, I don't need to be brave. I just got to believe I'm going to draw one card as a final message. Okay. Can we see everything okay? We can see everything except for my Abe Lincoln hat. All right, hang on. All right, and so again, the Empress is watching. She's watching from over there. Here we go. We are here to say goodbye to the person that we used to be. It doesn't matter that no one else is here. We know that this person deserves a proper funeral and a lot of respect for how hard it tried and what it accomplished during its life, his or her life. You're watching STARCARD Podcast. Just like a funeral in New Orleans, we're going to be rejuvenated after this ceremony and after we put that persona to rest. But we're going to be rejuvenated. We're going to have faith and hope. It's a new beginning for us without that person, and it's also a new beginning for that person. The Ace of Swords talks about truth, and we just saw this card earlier. I think we got to go to the book about the Ace of Swords. Gee, we might as well read about the star card. I mean, that's free advertising. So anyway, let's go to the star card first. The star represents hope, faith, and renewal. It symbolizes a calming spirituality and purpose, bringing rejuvenation and a sense of good fortune. This card is a positive omen, indicating a period of hope and spiritual refreshment. And then the Ace of Swords follows that. Nice combination, by the way. The Ace of Swords heralds a period of significant mental clarity and breakthrough. It signifies the emergence of new ideas, symbolizing success and a sharp mind, ready to tackle conflicts, or even the need for surgical precision in one's life. Surgical precision sure sounds a little biological and almost Dr. Frankensteinish, right? Bringing something back to life, rejuvenating it. Okay, maybe you have the image of a phoenix in your mind right now. The Nine of Swords, anxiety and sleepless nights. The Nine of Pentacles, the fruits of one's labor. Oh, what a lovely image with that bird dropping another pentacle in. And the Nine of Wands. Wow. We just got 3 nines in a row. I know that means something. Okay, we're saying goodbye to a persona who inspired us and showed us the way. Now, that persona may have dealt with sleepless nights and anxieties, and that's okay because that was the path to building up whatever it is, whatever positive energies they needed to build up, whatever lesson they needed to learn. They learned it because now they're the Nine of Wands. They're the experienced person. You know, they gained from their experience. Their show may be over, but they can take those experiences and build upon them. No need to worry. It was a lesson for all of us to know and to love that person. But now the Tower card says that person's world is done. And the Hangman says, it's time for us to look at things in a different way. And in conclusion, we salute the lesson we learned from this persona and thank that person. 9 of Cups. It was indeed a wish come true. We saw that card earlier too. Thank you, Tarot World. I know the Empress approves of that wonderful eulogy upon an ego death. I'm going to give these a toss, and then it's time for Tarot with the audience. Woo-hoo. I'm noticing my current viewer count and my like count are equal. That's pretty good math. That's pretty good balance. I should pull out the Temperance card. Thanks, everybody. I tip my hat to you. Happy birthday, Abe Lincoln. Okay. We'll probably have to say happy birthday to him later. Let's find out who's in the chat. I got name tags for some of you. And if you're new, I'll make a name tag for you. Let's check it out. Yeah, we say good morning to Art Life. Judy, Mrs. NW5, good morning. Thanks for joining us. Hi, Puck Elf. Thanks for joining us. Am I missing anybody? Great. Cool. I must be really early. There's only a small group. That means might be a fast show. Let me get your name tags out. Someone's going to get on the Discord group and remind everybody, wake up, get your coffee. Breakaway Ways throwing cards. Let's get your cards out. Oh, hello, Namira. I just saw you pop in while I was checking out Puck Elf's question. Hey, Puck Elf, I appreciate you asking that question. Because I was an elementary school teacher, I really enjoyed teaching all the subjects, but, I did pursue other degrees, other credentials to teach secondary school in geosciences, which of course is like astronomy and geology, and then also in history. But I was like a big theater guy, so I really enjoyed doing class plays. I don't know. I hope I answered your question. It was all wonderful. It was all a lot of fun. I keep trying to remind myself. All right, let's get your name tags out here. Here's Judy. Namira. Oh, Arizona Raven's here. Hi, Arizona Raven. Great. Everything's alphabetized. Awesome. Who am I missing? Puck Elf. Did I already pull Puck Elf? Here we go. Got you, Puck Elf. Oh, hey, level number 9 is here. Hi, level number 9. Glad you made it. I know you were watching earlier, huh? Hey, if you're new to STARCARD podcast and you wish my spiel went a little longer, go check out the previous episodes. There's probably some kind of adventure waiting for you. I'm looking for level number 9's Valentine here. Here we go. Got it. I wonder if I'm missing anybody. Art Life. Art. Art, I think I have to make one for you. Oh, no, I got one for you. So, what did I see? No, I didn't. Well, everybody, if there's someone who didn't see their name tag and wants a reading, go ahead and send me a message in the chat, and I'm sure we have time. I'll pick it up, and I'm happy to throw some cards for you. In the meantime, I've got Art Life, level number 9. I'm going to put Puck Elf at the top. Puck Elf probably just wants one card. Happy to throw one. I got Namira and Judy and Arizona Raven. Never mind being at the end. Okay. If there's anyone I missed, if I didn't say your name, just let me know, please. All right. Here we go, Puck Elf. Let's go back to the 88 Gemstones deck. That's right. Just one. You're so welcome. Yeah, I got you, Namira. Cool deal. Thanks for the reminder. Whoops. Okay, I just wanted to sort those cards. Hang on a second. All right. Tarot World. Please share one card for Puck Elf. One inspirational card there. A fun card for Puck Elf. Here we go, Puck Elf. Here's a card for you. The Magician. Whoops. Sorry about that. Wait. Get that light. Very appropriate. Making the magic happen. It's all about the timing. All the tools are there. Sweet. Yeah, good timing. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Let's give these a toss. Oh, hey, Arizona Raven. Thank you for that message. Judy wants 3. Let's move her up to the top. Let's take care of Judy right now. Yeah, you're very welcome, Puck Elf. Thank you. Here we go, Judy. 3 cards. All right, Tarot World. Let's go to the other side of the planet and throw 3 cards for Judy in London, please. How awesome. I don't know why, Judy, I get the impression you're a bit of a globe trotter, or maybe you had your day of globe trotting. I mean, because London's such a cosmopolitan city. All right, 3 cards for Judy. Here we go. So cosmopolitan. It's like the cosmopolitan city. All right, here we go. 3 cards for Judy. The High Priestess. Hanging out in her flat in NW5. Wow. The Hangman, taking a look at things in a different way. Yay. The 10 of Pentacles. Looks like you're recognizing where all the blessings are. The 10 of Pentacles. Let's read it out loud. Let's get that message ingrained. Where did I set that book? Here we go. Here comes your 10 of Pentacles, Judy. This is awesome, Judy, because now you can remember this and it'll be in your head all day long. The 10 of Pentacles represents the culmination of financial success and stability. It signifies enduring wealth, the importance of family and legacy, and the rewards of long-term efforts and contributions to one's community. Voila. Thanks a lot, Judy. Have a great day. All right. Here we go, Art Life. Let's see. I'm going to go, here we go. Hey, Art, I'm going to throw these for you. Let's make some magic happen. These cards are from Art Life. I really appreciate Art's support. I'm glad he's having a good time at StarCard Podcast. All right. The Tarot World wants to give you a 10 of Pentacles as well. Let's throw some more cards for you. These cards for Art Life. Here you go, Art. Wow. How about some more pentacles? The 9 of Pentacles, the fruits of your labor, capitalizing on what you've already built upon. Or capitalize upon what you've already built. That's better. Yeah. And apparently we're talking about what's on the inside. There's the Hermit card. Let's read to you what it says about the Hermit. Whoops. Soul searching, introspection, contemplation, wisdom, truth seeking. It also says being alone. I'm going to say being alone with your thoughts, independence, inner guidance, meditation, and consciousness. I think, this is just a sentence. I want to say a couple of phrases here. I think that you've been pursuing meditation and communicating with the spirit world in a very positive way. You have a great connection, which you might see reflected in your outer world already. Again, the Moon card is talking about your subconscious. The Moon, illusion, the subconscious, mystery, dreams, and intuition. Wow. And this is the guy that's done all the work and gotten all the experience and now has all the tools behind him. It's the 9 of Wands. The 9 of Wands, persistence, test of faith, resilience. Yeah. I like talking about the third base coach in baseball for the 9 of Wands. Maybe you're familiar with baseball in the United States. I have, for example, I have no idea how cricket works at all. I'm very intrigued by highlight, but that's a different continent. But what I'm saying is, it looks like, while you've been living your life, you have been positive and collaborative with your spirit guides, staying on your soul's path, and it shows, and you know it. And now you know when to use those tools. Because again, hermetically speaking, it's being produced and projected in your outside world. And the 9 of Cups says it's a wish come true. You're a very powerful manifester, according to these cards, Art Life. I'm sure glad you're joining us at StarCard Podcast. That was a rocking reading. Wow. I appreciate it so much, Art. Have a great day. It was just 47:47 on my timer just now. All right, Art. Wow. Next up, let's make some more magic with level number 9. Level number 9, I'm going to throw you from the old style, really gorgeous imagery, something to make your day. Hey, Tarot World. It's like you get better at this every day, Tarot World. And now, could you help share a message with our friend, level number 9? Here we go. These cards are for level number 9. Thanks for tuning in. A fun, helpful, inspirational message for level number 9. Spirit world is all around you, level number 9. You're not alone. You got us at StarCard. All right. The 7 of Swords. The 7 of Swords has a lot of messages, but I just like to quickly go to the one that says there's something that's hidden. There's something that's hidden. How cool is that fox up there? Is that a fox? That's pretty cool. Kids exploring in the forest. I remember that. We didn't have swords. Anyway, Judgment. Judgment talks about swapping out the old and bringing in the new. And this is in a big way. I mean, look at the storm that brings that angel in to make it happen. There's a new path for you that you don't see yet. The 6 of Pentacles. This talks about giving, receiving, and even charity. But I would like to accentuate the 12 laws of karma, which emphasize that you need to get the energies cycling. There has to be a cycle of giving and receiving. So we do have to act. You have to mix it up. You have to get into the mosh pit. It's not going to be totally pleasant, but that's the only way it's going to work. And then there's the promise, says the King of Cups, of being robust and in charge. Why don't we read about the King of Cups? This is what's coming your way. The King of Cups, master of emotional control and empathy. The King of Cups exudes compassion, offering balanced, supportive leadership. His diplomatic nature fosters tolerance, making him a beacon of understanding and emotional stability. And the thought that I often use in my previous career, I shared this many times: be the friend that you want to be, or that you want to have. Something like that, right? You want a friend, be a friend. And beggars can't be choosers, by the way. I'm not speaking to you on that one, level number 9. I'm speaking to myself. All right, so let's move on with your message. Let's see what's going on. We have the 9 of Pentacles and the Page of Wands. So if you open up to all kinds of possibilities, and I'm going to read to you about the Page of Wands, you're going to realize you're like the 9 of Pentacles lady. You can enjoy the fruits of your labor. I mean, we already know that you have particular attributes and interests that other people would enjoy. Okay. We're just trying to use magnetism to draw that into our life a little bit more, perhaps spice things up. I don't remember. I'm just some guy on the internet. I don't really know. I'm just trying to make a story with these cards here. So let's read to you about the Page of Wands, because I like his outlook on things. The Page of Wands. The Page of Wands embodies youthful energy and the thrill of new beginnings. It stands for inspiration, discovery, and the pursuit of one's passions with a free and adventurous spirit, marking a time of exploration and boundless potential. So a lot of times on STARCARD podcast, I give little hints, like I kind of, miss the old me and the way things were. I thought I had a good thing going, but you know what? At this opportunity now, I get to do what I want, and I don't have to do what people expect me to do. I don't know if that message means anything or helps anyone at all. Level number 9, I just want to thank you for listening to me. This sounds like, I'm laying down on the couch and you're taking the notes. Thank you, Dr. Level number 9. Send me your bill. I'll see you next Thursday at 10 o'clock. All right, Arizona Raven, thanks for that clue. I see some other people have checked in. Hello, Kimberly Bamford, and hello, Rear Gunner. I'm going to pause and get your name tags out. Kimberly Bamford and Rear Gunner. You got a Valentine too. All right. Hey, level number 9. I'm glad I made you laugh, right? We're having a good time. I see we have a new visitor here. Fairy Tale Nihal. Hello. So I'm going to make a schoolhouse for Fairy Tale Nihal here. One moment, everybody. I'm glad you could join us, Fairy Tale Nihal. Oh, wait. Is that Ellum? Did you just change your name there? Okay. I think it's the same person. Am I correct? So I'm going to flip it over here. Okay. So I'm going to go to Namira next. And then we have Kimberly Bamford and Rear Gunner and Fairy Tale Nahal and Arizona Raven. And if I'm missing someone's going to let me know. I think I got everyone. I think I'm caught up here. Thanks for joining me, everybody. I know I didn't expect to be here and I didn't expect to do this show. I still have like an idea standing by. But anyway, I'm glad we're all having a good time together. This is a good time to have a good time. All right, let's see here. You know what? I'm going to have to take one of my 3 timeouts. So let's see if I can set up the scenery for you. Hey, I'll be back in a couple of minutes. I'm back. What a unique experience. Thanks everyone for joining me and giving me that time out. Let's throw some cards for Namira. Oh, Julia Anchorhaven's here. Whoa, time out. Got to get her name tag. Hi, Julia. Here we go. All right, no need to rush. We're all having a good time, and most people are going to catch this on a recording. So Here we go. These cards are for Namira. Let's give these a toss. Let's go to Europe and throw some cards for Namira. Thanks a lot, Team Europe. These cards are for Namira. Wow. Are you having nice weather over there? I mean, is there a nice brisk breeze or something? Let's check out these cards. And I also don't know why I'm imagining some of the rail stations out in Holland. All right, but anyway, Namira, here's some cards for you. The Nine of Pentacles. Look at this lady. She keeps making appearances. The fruits of your labor. All your ducks are lined up in a row. Everyone saw me shuffle the cards here, right? The Judgment card. We're swapping out old energies, bringing in new energies. Seems like there's some kind of deliberation involved. Like this was part of your conscious plan, not like some kind of life plan you didn't know about. You knew about this. This was like part of your long-range plan, perhaps. The Queen of Swords. That's the card that tells me you were right. You were right all along. And the Page of Wands. Well, let's read about the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands embodies youthful energy and the thrill of new beginnings. It stands for inspiration, discovery, and the pursuit of one's passions with a free and adventurous spirit, marking a time of exploration and boundless potential. You saved up money the whole school year so that at the end of the school year, you could take all the kids to the amusement park that they really wanted to go to. And that changed the whole complexion of everyone's summer vacation. Wow. You got the Tower card and the Star card. So we were swapping out the old for the new. What's done is done. The past is gone. Tomorrow is another one. The Star card says, be rejuvenated, start over again. Check out that phoenix rising from the ashes. It's a brand new life. Wow, you really came into it with a lot too. Yes, sweet. Enjoyed the reading, Namira. I really did. Thanks very much for inviting me to read all the time. What great practice. I'm the one that's blessed and fortunate. Well, thanks for that feedback, Namira. I appreciate that. How about that? Well, yeah, those were total grandparent cards, weren't they? It seems like I always mention it, but obviously, you're welcome. Thank you. All right, let's see who's next. I got Kimberly Bamford. Kimberly Bamford. The moon. One moment. That's right, Namira. Okay, cool. Here we go. And now, let's come back over to North America. Throw some cards for Kimberly Bamford. Thank you very much, Kimberly Bamford. Thanks, everybody, for giving me this practice. I didn't grow up thinking that I was going to have a good time throwing cards on the internet. Very unique experience. Thanks for your support. These cards for Kimberly Bamford. That's right. I did have the rear gunner, right? I put him in my pile. Whoops. Look at what popped out there. Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, that's the picture of Kimberly Bamford there, adjusting her tiara, Hang on a second. I want to make sure I got rear gunner in my pile. Yeah, I got him. Okay, good. All right. So, no coincidences on the tarot table. Here we go. The Queen. We might as well read about the Queen of Pentacles. Where is that book? The Queen of Pentacles embodies the essence of nurturing and practicality. She excels in providing financially and managing resources wisely, often seen as a supportive working parent who balances home and financial needs with grace. All right, now let's go find out more about this Queen of Pentacles person. First up, there's the Eight of Swords, which is the one that basically tells me as much as you can imagine. So this is going to spell out a nice sentence here. Wait till you see how these phrases connect. As much as you can imagine, the Queen of Swords says she is right. She's on the right path. She's correct. It must be hard. I mean, just from my point of view, I'm not saying this is true, Kimberly Bamford, but it must be hard to be correct all the time and not be someone who says, I told you so, because everyone could see, yeah, Kimberly Bamford said it. So she told us this. Anyway, so we continue. It's because you have a strong connection to your higher self, says the Hermit card. Really digging that imagery with the clouds in the background there. There's a lot of stuff going on behind the Hermit that we're not really paying attention to because we're looking at the lantern and what's in the foreground. Very 3D image. The spirit world really is 3D, isn't it? We get things done because we know how to pray. And the Five of Cups, what's up with this guy? All right, so the Five of Cups is the disappointment card. Now, here at StarCard Podcast, I like turning the cards upside down because, look, we still have 3 more cards left, including the Queen of Pentacles, and she's got a tiara and a throne, okay? Not just a prestige, okay? She's got everything established. She is the ruler of her land, okay? So this little bit of disappointment doesn't slow us down because, again, we see the light. We know where we're going. We're pointed in the right direction as much as you can imagine. People probably don't even see it. So let's turn this guy upside down, go on with our story. Here we go. Yay. It's a good thing we turn that guy upside down. The Ten of Swords says it's the end of a painful episode. And it also says, get ready for Halloween. Look at that imagery. That is so cool. Woo. I'd love to have a black light poster with that. All right, there's the Ten of Swords. It's the end of a painful episode. You're the Queen of Pentacles. So enjoy your dream come true, says the Ten of Cups. Wow. I think I'm having too much fun. Thanks, Kimberly Bamford. That was a fun reading. And our next contestant. So I'm going to scroll up and check out Fairy Tale in the House question, just so that I focus my attention. Let's see. Okay, I follow you. And again, we're going to go to the one with the words, get as much information as we can in a hurry. Here we go. You know what? Why don't we throw a couple of piles? One for the person you're speaking about and just a couple cards for your side of the equation. Just as like confirmation, just to see, if this is the case, then how does that relate? So let's throw a couple of piles of cards here for Fairy Tale in the House. Thanks for inviting me to read and having trust in me. I would encourage everyone not to trust anyone, some dude on the internet. But anyway, Fairy Tale in the House, obviously we have some kind of rapport and the tarot world is here for you. So let's throw, these are for you. We'll just throw, the top and the bottom one for you over here. And then let's throw what's going on over there in that other person's mind over here. And then maybe the tarot world has a couple of words of advice, a strategy, a direction to point in. All right. So, hey, you know what? This is like our test, right? Does this match up? The Knight of Pentacles and the Five of Wands. It seems like for a long time we were doing the right thing and protecting the pentacle and protecting the fields and cultivating them, despite the funny business and the conflict going on. You know what? Anyway, I don't know if that matches up with your energy. Let's see what might be going on with that other person involved. Wow. So anyway, we have the Six of Pentacles, we have the Magician, and we have the Chariot. And, I'm just making suggestions based on these cards. The Six of Pentacles talks about giving and receiving. So, just another adventure. The wheel goes round. Meanwhile, there's a lot of confidence shown here by the Magician. The Magician has all the tools. The Magician is just waiting for like the clock to roll around to the next period for him to be able to employ the right tools at the right time to make the magic happen. And he's going to, as we say here in the United States in the 1970s, he's going to keep on trucking, says the Chariot card. Another day, another dollar is what another old expression in the United States used to be. I don't know if that matches up, but I got my fingers crossed, not like crossed, but I got like $5. I'll wager that there's a message here about focus and perspective. So I wouldn't know who this could apply to. It could apply to either, could apply to both, could apply to anyone listening to this message. But the Two of Pentacles talks about having multiple priorities, many things going on at once. Okay. A lot of things going on in the world around us. But then, the Nine of Wands talks about experience. Now that we have this experience, we can take more careful steps next time, or better yet, we understand ourselves better, so that we know what kind of decisions we want to make in the future, and we safeguard against injury if it comes down to that. We know when to employ defense, protective, healthy self boundaries. Hey, all my fancy college degrees or credentials were not in anything that I just did, which was like life coaching. But I sure am grateful for this opportunity to help out and tell a story, Fairy Tale in the Hall. Thanks again for being a longtime subscriber and inviting me to read. Have a good one. All right. Hey, Kimberly Bamford. Thank you very much for your feedback. I appreciate it. Next up, hey, Rear Gunner. I'm so glad you're here, Rear Gunner. I know I feel like I have something in common with you, for better or worse. It's a match made in heaven. Let's get you some fun cards. I'm going to go old style. Hey, you remember the Knight of Pentacles? I know you remember that guy. Good worker. Anyway, let's throw some cards here for the Rear Gunner, please. We're going to stay in the continent of Europe. I don't know. I don't think Ireland. I don't even know which part of Ireland you're in, sir. But I'm thinking of the European Union. I mean, there was already a Brexit. I don't want to get political. You don't have to comment in the chat, please. Nobody put any Brexit information. I'll look it up later. But I'm happy you're here. The Emerald Isle. I wonder how many Gaelic words. Am I thinking of the right language? How many of the old Irish words are actually in your daily vocabulary? And did you know that? I wonder how far you are away from where Pierce Brosnan is from. I remember he spent his childhood there. This is for the Rear Gunner. Again, you don't have to answer. Those are rhetorical questions. I'm asking questions, proving that I know something about Ireland besides Blarney Stone and Leprechaun. Okay. Oh, by the way, St. Patrick's Day is coming up. I'm going to make sure I make you a shamrock rear gunner. Here, check it out. So before I flip your cards, rear gunner, I want to get ready for March because I love to get things done ahead of time. Let's make this one for you right now. We'll hold on to it. There we go. All right, rear gunner. Now let's throw your cards. First up, the Two of Cups. Here comes a message from the spirit world. It also talks about the power of two together. Wow. The world. Completion. Show's over. Congratulations. Well done. Take your bow. The flowers are all over the stage. I hear the applause. Now, the Nine of Pentacles. Now enjoy the fruits of your labor. All you got to do is go to sleep and wake up in the morning and all the reviews are going to be in the newspaper. Great performance. So you're going to look like the King of Wands. That's going to be the big picture. Well, okay, let me not mix all my my stories up here. Okay, here comes a message from the spirit world. Show's over. Well done. Congratulations. Flowers, recognition, and now whatever you've built up, you know, it's time for you to enjoy it. And that's the big picture. That's what the King of Wands says. And if you want to, you could say the King of Wands overcomes all obstacles. You know, you've already proven that you can do that. You're a problem solver. Doesn't have to be pretty. You get things done. You don't owe anyone any explanations, okay? You got your pentacles now. You did the right thing, okay? We can't be worried about how other people perceive us. The spirit world is the one giving you the applause here. They recognize what you've accomplished. They're even telling you so. This is old school telephone, okay? This is a landline call. I want you to remember what it feels like when you had those landlines and the cords with all the spirals. I want to run your fingers through those spirals right now. This is a message from the spirit world. Your ancestors are passing this on. Great job. Applause. Enjoy. The contracts are coming in. You're the man. We have our hero from last week, the Empress. Okay, you're already on top of the inner work. And the key to that is prizing what is precious, says the Four of Pentacles. Prize what is precious. Prize what shines. Hold on to the positive memories. And is there a negative memory? Process it like the Empress would, even if that means writing it down in a journal and just getting it off your chest. You don't have to pay to go lay down on somebody else's couch, although I think level number 9 might be available if you want to set up an appointment. Rear Gunner Paul, thanks a lot for joining me. I hope you enjoyed that reading. Near Belfast, got it. Right on, Rear Gunner. Northern Ireland. I was in London in 85 or 86, and I marched with the some of the people from Ulster, and there was like a band, and it was like an organization. They were marching down in London, and they invited me to march with them. So anyway, happy to have you here. Cool deal. Julia, going across the sea, hanging out by the Mersey River. Here we go, Julia. I don't know if you had a... Yeah, you're welcome, Rear Gunner. Cool. So, hey, Julia, I don't know. You know what? I'm going to throw you some of these. These are pretty images. Oh, very good, Rear Gunner. Cool. This is pretty fascinating for me, getting to know everybody in the chat. Hey, Julia, here comes some cards for you. Wow, Tarot World. I love it when you show off. Can we please have a fun, inspiring message for Julia's going way out of her way to make time to tune in to StarCard? That is so awesome. Julia is a connoisseur of podcasts, and she chooses mine to show up. Wow. Thanks, Julia. Well, yeah, you know what? While I'm Well, okay. Maybe some other time I was going to talk about the great videos. Well, yeah, I guess I'm talking about it right now. Here I go. I'm going to come upstairs. So we recently had some new friends join us from Psychic Liz Cross's community. And I just want to, of course, say welcome. But then a few days ago, I did kind of suggest a little competition, because what I'm noticing is that if you go to the John Whitberg playlist, those videos, they get like a handful of views like every couple of days. And I know John Whitberg fans are determined. I know, like, everyone who's seen any of those John Whitberg videos, you've already seen the one that lasted more than 2 hours with me and Julia. And now you're watching it again in those small little edited parts that I have. So I know those are John Whitberg fans out there. So, hey, I invite you Psychic Liz Cross people. I mean, of course, explore all of StarCard Podcast. Check out all the playlists. But I just want to say the John Whitberg fans are really pumping up that playlist. All right, so back down to Julia and your reading. Here we go. Here we go, Julia. We have the Eight of Pentacles, repetitive tasks, hard work, accruing skills or acquiring skills. The Nine of Pentacles, it's going to pay off. You're working in the right direction, and you know it. And we are talking about pentacles, currency, British sterling. All right. How about the Knight of Swords? You're being encouraged to gallop in that direction. Again, it's correct. Maybe it's quite a challenge to ride that energetic animal, okay, and still look good doing it, okay, but it's worth it. Remember the pentacles you're acquiring. Remember the skills you're acquiring, the experience, the relationships you're building, okay? And, oh, dude, really? All right, so then the Five of Cups shows up. Come on, Five of Cups. All right, so the Five of Cups is the disappointment card. Now, there may be some kind of disappointment. You know what? I don't want to read anything into it until I see what's going on over here. Yay. All right, Julia, I'm going to try to make it simple. By the way, we closed with the Sun card and the Strength card, right? And the Sun card says, everything's going to be all right. Everything's going to be great. And the Strength card is like an exclamation point. It's like the spirit world saying, don't worry, everything's going to be all right. So you're working really hard. You're doing a good job. You're following all the rules. You're following the program. You're being supportive and positive. Okay, you're maintaining a positive attitude. And yeah, you're going places and it's getting you there. And it's the right thing to do. Good for you. There's going to be some kind of bump in the road. Big whoop. I'm turning it upside down right now, because look at how you closed. The tarot world, the spirit world, the universe says everything's going to be all right. Don't worry. Julia, thanks for inviting me to read. Have a good one. All right, I think I'm on my last one. It's Arizona Raven. And wow, okay, well, Arizona Raven, I'm going to go with the Robin Wood deck for you. Here you go. Thank you very much for joining me, everybody, today. All right, so Arizona Raven is my last one, all right? Hi, Fairy Tale in the Hall, we threw your cards. Remember, if you look over here, you'll see your Valentine with your name in case you missed it. It's on the recording. I'm just checking the chat. I'm trying to see if I'm answering your question. So we did throw cards for you. Here we go. And these cards are for Arizona Raven, out in my time zone. Yeah, it's almost time for me to take out the trash. These cards are for Arizona Raven. Wow, Arizona Raven, the death card. Hooray, we're letting go of something we don't need anymore. And the Queen of Wands says, because we got to focus on enjoying ourselves. And yeah, she's the lady that says we need to have a good time. The Four of Pentacles suggests holding on to our money, prizing what shines. Well, yeah, if we're letting go maybe of something even that we were sad about, it's a good idea to remember to keep our eye toward the sun, prize what shines. Yeah, there's your sun card. I think you got the sun card with Matthew Morning the other night too. Everything's going to be all right. Let's read about the sun card. Look, it's even on the cover of the book. Can't get enough sun card. The sun is also a star. The sun radiates positivity and joy, symbolizing happiness, vitality, and success. It represents warmth, fun, and celebration, suggesting a time of pleasure and rebirth. This card embodies the essence of all is well, signifying joyous achievements. Wow. Great. Are you the one that reminds everyone to keep their chin up? Okay, cool. The Two of Wands says you have a good plan. The universe likes your plan. You have the green light, go. And it also says that the hard times are behind us. And look, the sun card was there too. The sun is shining. Well, Arizona Raven, that was pretty awesome. Thanks everyone for joining me. Well, you made my day. Now go out and make your own day. My name is Breakaway Ray. We'll see you next time on StarCard Podcast. Thanks, everybody.